Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 20th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously to be seen by the YouTube algorithm, so thank you all so very much for doing so. Now, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Interesting. And spirit guides, angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, so we do have the Queen of Swords right here, and we are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. So the Queen of Swords reversed represents us. We can be our own worst enemy during this time. We can kind of not feel in our element, really be doubting ourselves, questioning, how do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? Like, what is it that I want to be? How is it that I'm stepping into my power? We can also have a lot of negative self-talk during this time, which is going to be something we need to be aware of. That our minds, which are brilliant at imagination and creation, can kind of build bridges that it seems impossible for us to be able to cross. So being aware of this and kind of pulling ourselves back when we get into really intense thought patterns, that's going to be very good, because we're going to be a lot more critical with ourselves than we would ever be with anybody else. Also know that during this time, seeing a female, or just seeing a cardinal, but a female cardinal or a robin during this time, it's going to be a sign from spirit. It's like, oh, okay, you're on the right path. Things are heading in the right direction. So just be aware of this as well. The Magician reversed. The magician is standing before the altar of our existence and claiming what we want, like claiming who we are. This is how I'm moving forward. This is what I expect of my life and myself. And we can kind of feel like that's all up in the air. We can also have a really hard time seeing our talents, seeing our gifts. We'll think, oh, well, everybody can do this. Like, everybody's really good at this. And we're not seeing our worth and where it is that we stand and what it is that we are accomplishing within our lives. So just be mindful about this as well, that it'll be very easy to see everybody else's accomplishments, and it will be harder to see our own. With air sign energy, that tends to be, if we get into a negative headspace or if we get hypercritical of ourselves, that just is so easy to do. With the Knight of Cups reversed, this is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So you have very strong Pisces energy here in the upright position coming through. And that really does mean that Pisces energy is good. You'll find that you connect very well with Pisces energy, but there is the sense of an emotionally unregulated person, or just kind of like emotions running amok. We need to be mindful about this personally, externally, in our lives. There is a sense of needing to take the reins, of needing to have a clear direction, kind of really sitting in meditation with ourselves and saying, okay, what is it that I want? Like, what is it that I'm building towards? Like, where is it that I need to be? How is it that I'm opening up the door? With the Wheel of Fortune reversed, we feel like there's a big change coming, but it's going to be postponed, most likely till after Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde ends on the 1st of January, but we then have the post shadow period, which is 3 weeks after. So we're going into February here pretty much. So just be mindful about this during this time, that we can feel like, oh, a weight is lifted off our shoulders at the first week of January, well, the first day of January, but give yourself wiggle room with that as well. But really, after the post shadow period, we're going to be like, oh, okay, I see this. Like, oh, okay, I can move forward this way. Or, oh, I got this. Like, I get it, type of deal. So just be aware of this as well. With the Fool, we're opening up the doors. We're having this energy come forward where it's like, take that leap of faith, that thing that you were trying to keep pristine, that thing that is always better in your mind than when you try to work it out on paper, or bring it into reality. This is what we're really questioning here. It's like, can I even do this? And Spirit's saying, why have you stopped trying? And the answer to that is easy, right? It got hard. Things get difficult. We get our attention taken at other places, other spaces. There's always a demand on us. But this is going to be a time where we start to look at things and say, okay, what is it that I really want? Like, what is it that is sacredly important to me? What is it that I need to kind of cultivate within my existence, within my life, to open up the door to where I need to be? And taking that leap of faith, yes, we're going to have people who say, oh, that's absolutely foolish. Like, we're going to have people who laugh at us and don't get it. And that's fine. But we're going to also see ourselves stepping into our power and what we want, and it being a huge shift. There's also going to be a sense here Gemini, if you always apologize for yourself, or you've been uncertain for most of your life, there is a sense now of stepping into the confidence you had when you were very small, before you even learned to question if you could do it. So that confidence of once upon a time is coming back, and that's really, really cool. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, and if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowman in the comment box below. A person will be chosen on the 1st of January. A video will be published announcing the winner. So don't be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box pretending to be me. It will not be me. And good luck to everyone. All the instructions will be in the video. And if you're interested in purchasing a reading, then my link to my website, daneharttarot.com, is in the description box below. You can also purchase a healing or a meditation. So let's see what the cards have to say. Here we have manifest. If you're born on the cusp with Taurus, or you have strong Taurus energy in your chart, okay, manifestation is just a natural part of you. I also see this linked with Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the Roman name for the Greek god Zeus. So it's like amplifying the greatness coming forward, right? So if you have these two elements in your chart, you are really good at manifestation. What you focus on, for better or for worse, tends to come to fruition. So just be mindful about this during this time. With manifestation reversed, we are having a hard time focusing our energy on what we want, how we need to move forward, what we're going after. If there is a sense here of kind of feeling like, why even care? Like, where is it that I want to be? Like, why does it even matter? And we're going to see here that we can be manifesting a breaking of, oh, that's interesting, because Spirit is saying you're manifesting a breaking of a curse, but you don't believe that you can do it. So I don't know what we think, like curse energy. I don't really believe in curse energy because that's super negative, and it feels like power is taken out of our existence and our energy field with that. But there can be negative energy that comes forward in us that really makes it feel like, okay, I can't, or we have a negative cycle and we start thinking, I can't do this, I can't move forward this way. So with manifestation reversed, we're also going to start to see the power of manifestation, the power of, where do I want to be? Like, what is it that I desire? Our world always says bigger is better, Pixar didn't happen, type of deal, which is maddening. We're no longer in the moment. We're not slowing down. We're not seeing, what do I truly want? It's, how do I impress everybody else? So Spirit is saying here, hey, listen, what are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? And what are you focusing your energy on? Because we're going to see during this time, especially with the Queen of Swords reverse, that we can have a bit of trouble focusing our energy on how we really want to move forward. Also, the Magician is reversed. We can really, be thinking, does it even matter? Do my dreams even like have a place, have a space? Also understand, when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to saying, this is what I want in my life, we have a limited vocabulary as human beings, depending on how we were raised, where we were born, what we saw, what information we took in as children. So we can say, I want to be XYZ, or I want to do XYZ. And we have the heart of our dream, our heart of the purpose, why we're on this earth in us. But Spirit is limitless. Spirit has a limitless vocabulary, intention, power, beauty to it. And us connecting with that's a lifelong journey in and of itself, to claim our purpose, to see what it is that we want, to take the heart of what we desire and then incorporate that, weave that into our lives, like weave that into our existence. So just be mindful about this during this time, because I'm just seeing, as air sign energy, we tend to be very, very literal. So just be very mindful about this during this time, that we're going to be like, well, it has to be just like this. And Spirit's like, why? Why? Take the heart of the dream and move it forward with you. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is universal light. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches. Oh, goodness. Ooh, okay, there we go. 6 inches above our crown. And what we're going to see here is, with the universal light coming in, is that this is reversed. We are having a hard time connecting. We can be very much caught up in our own drama in life, like our own like fears and doubts and hurts and pains. And so letting this universal energy come through us, connect us, open us, it can seem almost impossible. Like, it can seem like, what, there's nothing I need to connect with. I need to focus on the right here, right now. And what the universe is saying to us, no, is that we need to open up the doors. We need to say, I'm letting this energy in. I'm connecting with the infinite. And that is going to be a very powerful thing. Our subconscious energy, not subconscious, but our energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, we have two. We have the lady and we have the 5 of swords. Now, some of us can have an issue with a mother figure in our lives that is coming up during this time. And it doesn't have to be our mom. Like, we could be like, no, my mom's great, right? But we could have any maternal figure or any person that, I don't want to say played, like not played the mother role, but had the mother role in their life. Like that was one of the roles they played in their existence. There could be an issue around that. And I know that's really vague, but it's kind of like that energy was what defined them. It's like, oh, well, I'm a mom. And it's like, okay, so here with the 5 of swords, it can also be a sense of somebody trying to take away our power because they're like, well, oh no, but I already know better type of thing. So just be mindful about this during this time. There's also a doubt about the way that we want to move forward in creating. So during this time, we are looking at something that has been a part of us that we've been nurturing and growing within us. And because of the doubts of the past, because of the 5 of swords, we've been doubting if we can even move forward this way. And Spirit's like, listen, your doubts are going to be strong during this time. There is going to be a sense of, do I even have the right to dream or to go after? And Spirit is saying, why are you limited when there are people who open up the doors, right? Or I don't know, that's not the best way to put it. But Spirit is saying, people go after their dreams who have less talent than we do. And sometimes our life purpose is not, to be on the red carpet and drive the fancy car and live in a mansion or anything like that. That's extraordinary. And it doesn't mean that they are extraordinary people. It means that that level of consumption in the world is not healthy. I don't think it's healthy. But, you can go to be the highest in your field. And sometimes that brings with it a lot of fame and a lot of fortune. And we shouldn't be ashamed about that. But there is a sense here of looking at living a happy life, not a consumptive life, not a life filled with consumption, more and more and more and more and more. Slowing it down, putting down our phones, connecting with our hearts and ourselves. That's going to be really important. And saying, what is it that I want to create? And why is it that I have decided that I'm just not able to? So here, that's going to be a really important kind of revelation that comes forward during this time. The Magician reverse is, I thought there was a bird up there, but it's the snow in the corner of trees. So there's going to be something here where like there's a little patch of snow somewhere. I see it in a river. I know this is in a tree, but I'm seeing it in a river or a little bit of a stream. And it's like that little patch of snow that's holding on, that patch of ice. The way it glistens, it's going to help being like a meditative grounding practice. But here we have the cup, we have the candle, and we have, the pentacles and the swords, and it's reversed. So we're standing before the altar of our existence. We're standing before nature, before creation, before what it is that we desire within our lives. We're opening up the door. We are robed in the heart chakra, also in the liver energy. When it comes to Qigong, liver energy is where we hold our anger. So there is something here where we need to look at what we are angry about in order to release and embrace what we love. So that's going to be very important. And let's talk about things astrologically speaking, because that's the energy that crowns us. Now, I do know that I skipped a few days. We've gone to the 20th, and the last reading left off on the 15th. But life has gotten crazy busy, so I had to kind of slow things down so that I was able to handle them. On the 16th of December, but I will give you the astrology. So on the 16th of December, the sun is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces. Focus is hard during this time. So it can be a time where we're like kind of all over the place. We're doubting, how do I move forward? Where is it I want to be? Our imagination is intense. But again, we're having trouble focusing, which can play into the narrative. I just can't, connect with it. I just can't manifest how I want to move forward. This can be astoundingly draining. We need to slow it down. We need to slow it down and say, okay, how do I see it in bite-sized pieces? How do I move forward to where I need to be for me and to what I desire for my soul and for myself? On the 18th of December, Mercury is in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. Big ideas are coming forward. And we're going to see that we have this optimism to this day. There's a sense of I'm looking on the bright side, and I'm taking a different approach. Like, why not change things up a bit? So that's going to be very important. On the 20th of December, the moon is in Aries, squared Mercury in Capricorn. And again, this could be a time where it's difficult to focus. It's difficult to really take things in. Our mind needs a break. We need to just kind of not be so logical. We're going to want to be super logical. And this is going to be a time where we can find that very overwhelming. It's like, okay, it needs to be all planned out. We need the spreadsheets. We need to hear all the experts, opinions on things. And we stop believing in miracles. We stop believing in the power of manifestation. We stop believing. And that's going to be hard because Gemini, you are a dreamer. And that's why people say, like, oh, Geminis have their head in the clouds. Yeah. Yeah. There's questioning, there's dreaming, there's that air side energy that is all about freedom and movement. But you're also focused. You are also a sign that can immensely focus on what it is that you find, brilliant and stimulating and just intriguing. Now, you can get bored and move on to something else. So just be mindful about this. But our mind needs a break. We need to stop thinking and overanalyzing and just say, well, how do I go with the flow? But then we have the Knight of Cups reversed, where it can be a sense of, but my emotions are all over the place. So this could be a time where we might be looking at things and saying, okay, like, is there something within me, like, do we have ADHD or, something to that effect, where it's making it hard for me to focus. It's making it hard for me to, really ground myself. And we might need to talk to somebody about that. So saying I have to do it all by myself can be very detrimental during this time because we're going to want to put everything on our shoulders. Giving ourselves a break, letting ourselves calm down, letting our emotions not run away with us, and letting our thoughts not run away with us is going to be very important. And just realizing when we're getting into this mode of kind of like chaos, it's like, oh, everything's a little bit too intense. Calm it down, stabilize yourself. On the 21st of December, Venus is in Scorpio, opposite Uranus in Taurus. Tempers can run high. And again, we have that water sign energy coming in with Scorpio. So we have a tendency to, it tends to run just a little bit amok during this time. So being aware of this is going to be important. So we need to center ourselves before we act. It's kind of like, okay, ground ourselves. Is this really important? Am I blowing this out of proportion? Type of deal. That's going to be a very important thing. Mercury is in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. Pisces energy is coming through very brilliantly for us, so that's really nice. Here, we are more focused, and we can really use this to our advantage and really align with our goals. So even though tempers run high, we expect a lot from ourselves. We are going to see ourselves being more focused and really looking at, what am I afraid of? What is it that has held me back? What are the fears and the doubts that have kept me small or kept me doubting myself or kept me from moving forward the way that I want to and the way that I need to for myself? So that's going to be a big thing. On the 22nd of December, the sun enters into Capricorn. We are ambitious, we have strong direction, we are goal oriented, and we become very, very focused. It's like, okay, I got this. I can do this. With Mercury retrograde, okay? Our goals and ambitions can be very once upon a time. It's like, okay, these are the dreams of the past. This is exactly how I have to do them. I wrote this in my diary when I was 15 years old, and obviously it has to come true just like this. And Spirit's saying, stop that, stop that. Look at your old ambitions, look at things that were sacredly important to you, but also know that the Wheel of Fortune has come in. The time has changed, and we're on the brink of something big. And it might not be the completion of the dreams exactly as we had seen them when we were small, but we're moving into something bigger than we had imagined. We need to take time, again, to really, say, am I aligned with my goals? Am I aligned with my path? Do I know what I want? This is why we feel this big change. We have the Fool energy coming in, and it's like, I feel this big change. I know I have to jump, towards what I want, but it's not quite yet. It's like hurry up and wait type of energy coming forward. So that's very interesting. On the 22nd of December also is the sun in Capricorn conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. This is a great time to start something new. I mean, seriously, this is a time where it's like, oh, I can do this, right? I can get this done. We are much more focused. We are much more aligned. And this will last for the next, 6 to 8 weeks. So being aware of that and really taking that in is super important. On the 24th of December, Mercury enters into Sagittarius, and we have big dreams. We have big dreams. We have big ideas. This can be a time also where the magician comes in, where it's like, I have all these big ideas. I have all these big dreams, but I'm finding it hard to claim them, to stand in the power of me, to move forward for what I want, because we can be a bit prone during this time to selfishness, to laziness, to, to excess. So we can have a procrastinating spirit around us that we have to be mindful of. It can be hard to see the big picture, but also, like, we can either get too focused on trying to see the big picture or too focused in the little tiny details of everything that just overwhelms us. So be mindful about this during this time. It brings a lot of optimism. It brings a lot of determination. But again, we can just feel just a bit stuck, and it's like, ooh, can I move forward how I want, or do my emotions take over? Do my logic take over? Because that's going to be par for the course during this time period, where either we're too emotional or we're too logical. We'll go from one extreme to the other. On the 24th of December, also, the sun is in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. Focus on what needs to get done. I mean, this is going to be a time where it's like, okay, what do I need to do right now? And that very much aligns with the moon, with the showing of the light of what am I afraid of? How do I need to move forward? Where do I respond in anger? Where do I respond in fear? Type of thing. So here, we need to be more disciplined with our time. We're more focused on our plans. So it's taking it in, it's like meditating. How do I need to move forward? Where is it that I need to be? How am I opening up the door for myself? Now, on the 25th of December, and this is a great astrological alignment for Christmas Day if you celebrate. And if it's not a celebration of yours, it's just a great alignment for this day anyway. Venus is in Scorpio, trine Neptune in Pisces, helping people feel good, helping friends, helping family. That's going to be really important to us. Enjoying being with people that we care about, enjoying, taking care of things is going to make us feel really good. Being close to those in our lives, it almost becomes spiritual to us. It's like, okay, I need to take in this time. I need to take in this energy. I need to be close to the people here on earth with me right now. Because, we can have been becoming aware that we only have so long in this story. And so I need to cherish what is sacredly important to me. So just being aware of that during this time is going to be really important. Looking at the fears and the doubts that have held us back, but also seeing here, like, I can move forward, right? I can go after these big dreams that I have. I can go after this, beautiful connection with those that mean the most to me in my life. On the 27th of December, Mercury is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces. Our mind can be a bit foggy on this day, so be aware of this. It can be hard to focus, and it can make us, unsure of ourselves. And we're already a bit unsure of ourselves. We have this shakiness. So just being aware that we can find it very hard to stand in our power, to say, this is what I want, this is what I love, this is how I'm moving forward for me. We can doubt our voice. We can even doubt, like, what we've been learning, what we've been taking in from the universe, how we've been moving ourselves forward. Now, also on the 27th of December, the sun in Capricorn is trine Jupiter in Taurus. We become more independent on this day. We're like, okay, I need to move forward in what's right for me. So that's very much the Fool energy coming in, and it's like, I need to move forward in what is right for me. Mercury in Sagittarius is also conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. So there's high energy. There's a sense of really wanting to move forward in action, going after things. The Fool energy also coming forward, where it's like, I need to take that leap of faith. Understand that when we jump, and we might be thinking, this is the best idea I ever had. I had to jump. I have to go after this. I have to. And Spirit is like, okay, gravity will come in. And if you jump, you will inevitably fall. So just be aware of this. We can fall like a feather, or we can fall like a bowling ball. It all depends on where we are in our spiritual journey and in our journey of life and self. Now, on the 28th of December, Mars is in Sagittarius, squared Neptune in Pisces. Focus, again, can be a bit difficult. We are uncertain of the next step, there we go, or of speaking clearly, there we go. And so here we're uncertain of the next step and seeing things clearly. So just being aware of this, that we do have this tendency towards doubt. And on the days where we feel a bit foggy, or we feel a bit like it's not as clear or as crisp as we want it to be, we're going to take it in and be like, well, that's it. It's over. I've absolutely failed. I can't possibly move forward. We need to be kind to ourselves. If we learn nothing from this time, then be kind to yourself. Embrace your grace. Show yourself kindness and generosity. That's going to be a really good thing. Get plenty of rest. You've not been taking care of yourself that way. You haven't been sleeping well or eating well, or there's just been a certain level of stress to you during this time. And Spirit's like, hey, calm it down, center yourself. You're thinking bring the candle at both ends is helping you. It's not. So being aware of this is super important. On the 29th of December, Venus enters into Sagittarius. It's a time to have an adventure. It really is. It is a time to have an adventure. If you want to have an adventure, like this is the time to go after it. It's like, okay, I can take that leap of faith. I can stop doubting. I want things to change in a really big way with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, but there's kind of a break on things. But what if I look at what I'm afraid of? Look at what I've been doubting. Look at what I've been fearing. And I say, you know what? I can go after what I want. We have a gregarious heart. We have a generosity of spirit. We have an openness of emotions. And we're not wanting to be tied down in any way. We're not wanting things to come with a whole bunch of responsibilities or a whole bunch of rules and regulations. Yes, our life might have responsibilities in it. We can't avoid that. But on this day, we want things to just be a little bit fun, a little bit free, a little bit more carefree. And that's going to be an important thing. Venus is also in Scorpio, sextile Pluto in Capricorn, and passion and intensities are very strong in our relationships. And also, we're really improving our intimacy with things. Maybe not in just, not maybe, but not just in romantic relationships, but, our intimacy in our life, in what we desire, and how we're moving forward towards our goal of what we're going after. And we're going to be more committed and give more of a commitment. And so this can be a time where it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to follow through and I'm not going to get overwhelmed, and hide away. So that's going to be very important. But do again be mindful that we have a tendency during this time to get overwhelmed. So if we feel that coming on, instead of berating ourselves and saying, oh my gosh, you should just do it. Why is something so simple becoming so hard? It's like, okay, what's going on here? Why aren't we focused? Where do we have to calm down? Where do we have to kind of regulate ourselves and move ourselves forward with kindness and compassion? What is happening in our lives that make us doubt that we can move forward the way that we want to? On the 30th of December, Jupiter goes direct in Taurus, and this is a big deal. Okay, our finances can improve. We can find better resources. We can have an improved stability and security during this time, and there's a sense of a lot more confidence coming in. We can be more focused and we can take action towards what we want. Now, do know that again, we can be affected, especially since we're ruled by Mercury retrograde, which, Mercury comes out of retrograde on the 1st of January, but also comes out of the post shadow period 3 weeks after. So just be mindful about this, that we have this kickstart of Jupiter going direct. And if we have Sagittarius in our chart, we'll definitely feel it because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. But we're going to see that it can take a bit of time because Mercury has a great effect on us. It just does. So we can be chatty Cathys, right? But we also really do feel Mercury retrogrades more so than other signs. We are ruled by Mercury. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So we can find that the flow of information just gets a little bit jumbled, or things come to the surface that we never thought we'd say out loud, but it needed to be said. And Spirit's like, well, now's the time. Good for you. It's kind of like, here you go. So just be aware of this during this time. Our subconscious spirit message is breathe. Slow it down and breathe. It will be so easy to hold our breath and just run through this whole entire time. And Spirit's like, is that going to be healthy for you? Breathe. Slow it down and breathe and connect. Our subconscious chakra message is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. Make sure you're feeding your body correctly because our solar plexus, our gut is going to be talking to us. And if we are kind of overindulging during this time, which I myself am guilty of this, I've been loving gluten-free chocolate chip cookies from Trader Joe's. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So here, there's a sense of like, slow it down, connect with your gut, connect with what you need, connect with your gut feel on things, and you're going to start to see the door opening. You're going to start to see yourself coming into alignment. But if we are not listening to ourselves, or like we have an upset stomach, I'm just seeing like not listening to our gut because we can't feel it, because other things are pulling us in different directions, kind of like not feeling well or just being upset or uneasy in our gut. That's going to take away from the instincts that are coming forward. So just be mindful about this as well. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this is also energy vibration that just doesn't jive with us. This can be somebody who is super successful or something that is super successful. And we're going to think, I should move forward this way. I should be just like this. And Spirit's like, why? Why? Certain things will not resonate with you on a vibrational level. Why are you trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, or a round hole, or a round peg into a square hole? Be kind to yourself. Yes, if the hole is really big, like it can go in, right? But here it's saying, why are we trying to manipulate things to force it? Here, oh yeah, because we're carrying too much. We're carrying too much. We're expecting a lot from ourselves. And so we're thinking, if we're not successful in this way, or we're not aligning in this way, it has to be us because we're carrying so many things. Spirit is saying here, let some things go. Yes, we might be just holding our heads above water, right? And we could be saying, if I let some things go, it's going to be terrible. But Spirit is saying, look at what you really need, look at what you really want, and start to make a plan. Start to make a plan. Start to take away all the excess of things. And we can think, well, that takes away all my joys, all my indulgences. But start to take away the excess of things and say, okay, getting to the core of the matter. What do I really need? What's really important to me? And that's going to be a game changer. It is. It really is going to be a game changer. And understanding, if the person doesn't resonate with me, why am I trying to follow them? Why am I thinking that they have to be right? Why? Because we're thinking during this time, if somebody tells us off, or if somebody hits on a nerve, right? Tells us off in a way that we're like, oh, that could be true. Or says something and it's like, oh, well, that could be true. But they say it very bitingly, very meanly. And we're like, well, why would they say it if not to better me? We're going to put it all on ourselves and as if we're lacking. And Spirit's like, well, some people just spew bile because they're hurtful, hateful people. So stop. We're going to be looking at things and thinking, well, I have a long way to go before I've improved, before I've achieved, before I am what I want to be. And Spirit's like, what if you're looking at it wrong? What if you don't have that long to go? What if it's not the insurmountable path, mountain that we think it is? What if it's calming things down and saying, you know what, if I have hurtful, hateful people around me, I'm releasing it. I'm changing the way that I'm moving forward. I'm going after what I love and what I need, and I'm opening up the door to a connection, a sacred connection with myself. Our subconscious tarot message is the Three of Cups. Yes, that's surrounding yourself with people of good cheer, of happiness, connection, a sense of, yes, you can do it, a people who raise their glass to you and see you. And you might be saying, Dane, I don't have those people in my life. And fair, not all of us do. But knowing that we have our angels, we have our spirit guides, if we slow things down and we start to connect and we start to see us moving forward in love and in, an abundance of spirit, we're going to find that we move and we're graced to move towards the people who will raise us up, the energy vibration that is of a higher level than the lower base energy vibration that makes us feel like we'll never get to where it is that we want to be. All right. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless and happy holidays. Bye.